Welcome back, everyone. President Obama is in Texas this afternoon. Air Force One landed in San Antonio about an hour ago. He will attend a fundraiser there before heading here to Austin. President set to arrive here at 4:25 and then speak at a fundraiser at 5:45 over at the Austin Music Hall. Of course, traffic in and around downtown Austin going to be a nightmare, probably. So we'll get you around all of that with Amanda Dugan, who is here with a traffic report in just a few minutes. But first, our political reporter Josh Hinkle is here to talk about what can be expected with the president in Austin later on today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Well, you know, he's here to raise money, but that has drawn some criticism from people like Governor Perry because there's been a lot of Texas in the national news lately, especially with the Obama administration. What he's specifically hammering Obama today on is the voter ID law that the state has really had to defend against the administration. You know, last week, Attorney General Eric Holder, part of Obama's main administration, he spoke at the National NAACP conference that was in Houston, compared the state's voter ID law to the, you know, very outdated Jim Crow era poll tax, and that has enraged people like Governor Perry. Says it's not a fair comparison. Now, if we want to break down the voter ID law just very simply, it means that if you're going to vote in a state, you have to have a you know, a proper ID. That needs to be like a birth certificate or you know, a driver's license, anything like that. While the ID is free, some of those things to require it are not free. And there's you know, the argument by Holder that a lot of black people in the state do not have that means to pay for it or to actually travel to get it compared to a lot of white people. So this could disenfranchise a lot of the voters. You know, now Perry, just today, about an hour ago, has called for Obama to make a public apology to Texans because of those statements. So he's really kind of casting this whole argument into the shadow and really overshadowing, you know, the president's visit here to Texas.
And the governor's taking this very personally, right, Josh, when it comes to the voter ID?
Yeah, that's exactly right, because voter ID was one of the issues that was very near and dear to him. He made this an emergency item back in the last session, so it'll be very interesting to see how today plays out and if Obama will actually mention that law in his speech.
If he's going to respond, yes, and we know that you'll be covering that, and you'll bring us the latest tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock.
Right.
And also on your blog. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
that. All right, people who don't have to be in downtown Austin, getting out of the way of huge crowds expected for the president's visit this afternoon. Kate is live with some last-minute preparations for the president's visit. Hi, Kate.
Hey, good afternoon, Sally. Well, yeah, preparations underway. You can see the Austin Music Hall just down the street there. Police are now on horseback, and they are blocking off the section of 3rd and San Antonio Street, not letting any more traffic down there, simply because Secret Service are beginning their sweep in this area. Now, you mentioned about it might be a little tricky coming into downtown. Finding parking, always hard, but when it comes to the president, it's even harder. You can see there are orange bags on all the parking meters, pretty much within a couple blocks of the Austin Music Hall. So just keep in mind, if you're headed down here, that you are not going to be able to park anywhere near Austin Music Hall. You're going to have to do a little bit of a walk. In fact, this parking garage right here at 3rd and San Antonio, they had to get all the cars out, and that meant letting all the people know at the Hobby Building here in downtown Austin, you know what? You can all go home for the day because we need you to move your cars. And you can see a lot of people are coming out. Not a bad deal. They're actually pretty happy about that. But this fundraiser does get started at around 3 o'clock. That's when the music begins with Jerry Jeff Walker, and the president will arrive here around 5:45. The cost to get in the door, $250 per person or $7,500 per couple. That price will get you a picture with the president. Also, keep in mind that if you are coming down here, a good idea is to just line the streets leading up to the Austin Music Hall if you're wanting to catch a glimpse of the motorcade. Now, as Sally, I mentioned earlier, that motorcade, it doesn't really stop. It goes by pretty fast. So if you're wanting to catch a glimpse, better idea to get closer to the Austin Music Hall rather than further away, since they won't give us the exact route of the president's trip from the airport down here. But, I mean, since that is kind of a dead-end corner back there, you have a little safe bet and where you can stand to be able to see the president's motorcade if you want to.
All right, Kate, thank you for that live report in downtown Austin. Because of security concerns, we don't know the exact route the president will travel, but this afternoon you can expect some major traffic delays. Kate was talking about that. The blockade's already set up. Amanda's here to tell you how you can get all around that. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, hi, Sally. All right, so yes, in the downtown areas, you can see they already have those streets blocked around the Austin Music Hall. We're going to take a closer look at those now. That's 2nd and 3rd Street, Guadalupe, Lavaca, and San Antonio. Now, closer to as people leave work today, those are main arteries through the downtown area. Now, how can you get around those delays? Here's what we're going to talk about. Northbound, southbound, Lamar, Red River, and Pleasant Valley on the east side, which runs parallel to I-35. That'll get you north to Manor or south all the way down to Old Torf. Now, how do you get over to Pleasant Valley? You've got 4th Street, 5th Street, and 7th Street. Those will all get you to that east side. Now, or westbound, you have 4th through 15th Street, which will be good options for you to reach I-35, or some of those roadways will even get you over to Mopac as well. So all good options to avoid all that cluster that'll be happening in the downtown area. Now again, you've got Mopac and 183, which will also help you avoid some of the delays along I-35 as well. That is your first morning traffic at 12:36. Good luck today navigating through.